Ladies and gentlemen, will you please remain standing and remove your hats for the presentation of the colors by the ND 20061 Air Force Junior ROTC. The national anthem is being sung today by senior vocalist Dexter Conlon. Please remain standing and hold all applause until the color guard has left the area.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Family, friends, teachers, counselors, staff, and fellow peers of the class of 2019. It is my pleasure to welcome you all to the graduation ceremony of the 54th class of Fargo North High School. My name is Morgan Mastrud, your class of 2019 president and master of ceremony this afternoon. Today marks the closing of our chapters at Fargo North and the start of creating and implementing our future plans. For the past 4 years, we have gotten to know those who belong to our class and discovered what drives and motivates us as individuals. Along this educational journey, everyone in attendance today has helped empower us to excel in our future endeavors and what lies ahead. On behalf of the class of 2019, I would like to thank you for your continuous support, dedication, guidance, as we have figured out who we are, what we are passionate about, and what we want to accomplish in the near future. I have the honor of introducing you to all those who are seated with me on stage today. If you'll each please stand as I say your name. Please hold all of your applause until the end. Assistant Principals Dr. Kathy Cieslak and Mr. Mark Blanchin, School Board members Ms. Brandy Ani and Ms. Robin Nelson, Superintendent Dr. Rupak Gandhi, our Principal Mr. Andrew Dolan, Assistant Principal Mr. Travis Christensen, National Anthem Singer Dexter Conlon, student speakers Amina Jovanovich and Brandon Winkler, and our interpreters today, Ms. Nicole Trammell-Pausch and Ms. Kayla Mocktel. Please join me in thanking them for their attendance. It is my pleasure to introduce our first student speaker today, Amina Jovanovich. Throughout her time at North, Amina has been dedicated in her membership and leadership in North Dakota DECA, Student Council, both at North and at the state level, National Honor Society, and the National Security Language Initiative. Next year, Amina will be attending the University of Notre Dame, majoring in finance and peace studies. To the honored guests, the teachers, faculty, and family, but most of all, to my fellow graduates in the class of 2019, I am honored to stand before you today. Ahead of us, my fellow classmates, is the adventure, danger, failure, and success of this beautiful thing we get to call our future. While I face this realization with ambivalence, once we leave today, we are given the opportunity to carve a future that is entirely our own. My childhood and high school story look different for all of you, and yet we sit here today united by the robes we wear. We all have the bumps and bruises and memories of adolescence and possibly, hopefully, the wisdom gained from them. You may never remember what is said after today, but if I can leave any one of you with something, it is this. Success and our goals are immensely important, but not nearly as important as the impact we have and will make on the lives around us. We will never be defined by the number of opportunities that lay before us, but rather how we choose to respond to the opportunities that are given to us. Knowing that we will not walk our journeys after today in vain, and knowing that where we are right now proves how lucky and blessed we have been. I stand here today feeling, as many of you do, accomplished, excited, proud, and truthfully, even a little scared. But most of all, I feel a sense of gratitude for my teachers and staff, my family, and my peers. To the faculty of Fargo North High School, to say thank you would never satisfy how truly grateful I am. This faculty has become mentors to many and supporters to all. Every teacher, counselor, and staff member has made an investment of their time and encouragement because they believed we were worthy and had the potential to do something beautiful, even when we couldn't see it ourselves. And to my family, Janice and Joseph Jovanovich are the most unfailingly kind and generous people. They have filled my home with books and flowers and wisdom and an endless feeling of love and encouragement. They are my best friends. They are my giving tree. I am so proud to be their granddaughter. At this time, I ask you all to think about your family. I ask you to cherish what they have taught you, and I ask you to appreciate what they have given to you that has ultimately brought you all here today. And finally, to the class of 2019, consistently, I was amazed by the talent and dreams we all hold. The independence and aspirations of our class is truly an impressive feat and something I am incredibly honored to be a part of. In fact, let's take a moment to realize what our class has accomplished in just our 4 years. Sitting here today, we have future military servicemen and women, state athletic title holders, future Broadway stars, knowledgeable champions, multiple students attending prestigious universities in the nation, regionally distinguished artists, national merit scholars, award-winning musicians, political activists. But what is the point of all of that? My fellow class, we are not here today celebrating a single moment in our lives, but a combination of moments that have defined our legacy, a distinguished and pretty impactful legacy, if I do say. That being said, I hope we enter these next few years and all those that follow with the same sense of drive and exploration. I hope we use the tools that Fargo North has given us as a means to make positive impacts on issues that we see around the world, whatever they may be. Thank you to my friends that inspired me to learn more. Thank you to my friends that made me laugh, that entrusted me with their personal sorrows and joys. Thank you to my peers that challenged me, that kept me grounded and compassionate. To the class of 2019, I thank you. Whether our paths lead us in service, education, or employment, I hope we never let fear shut us down, but wake us up. I hope we never shrink from responsibility and instead, we welcome it. I hope we recognize that every person we meet knows something we don't and face new perspectives with curiosity instead of criticism. I hope we grow through the people we meet and the places we see.
I hope in any endeavor we reach as high as we possibly can, and then reach a little higher. We are all Northsiders, we are all Fargo North, and we are all Spartans. We are all connected by a common theme of excellence and potential. One of my favorite writers, David Brooks, stated beautifully the message I hope to leave with you all today. To develop morally, you have to follow an inverse set of rules. You have to give to receive. You have to surrender to something outside of yourself to gain strength within yourself. In order to fulfill yourself, you have to forget yourself. And in order to find yourself, you have to lose yourself. To the class of 2019, I ask you to cling to something outside of yourself, whether that be a dream, a person, or a passion. Find out who you are by losing yourself in something that you care and love deeply for. If I have learned anything in these past 4 years at North High, it is that no place has significance unless you allow it to. I often found myself struggling with this idea, so ready to leave high school and move on to different things. I think many of us saw high school through a similar lens, as a temporary experience and eager to see it end. Yet, this was 4 years of our lives. High school, while it was many, many things, was a place where we got to build the foundation of our future lives. Because of that, I look out and I see future artists, athletes, future scientists, teachers, mothers and fathers, soldiers, friends. I see these things because I have chosen to remember these past 4 years not as a gateway to something bigger and brighter, but as a collection of beautiful moments that we have navigated, learning so much more about ourselves in the process. I hope we choose to look back on these 4 years with endearment and joy for all the friendships, laughter, and memories that we have made. At reflective moments like this, it is easy to feel like time is suspended and reality, well, is anything we choose to make of it. There's nothing to be done at such moments except be thankful. Extend your gratitude to the people, places, ideas, and causes that you have embraced and that embraced you back. I believe that it is in this moment we come to a greater realization that it is not what we wanted or hoped to gain from time that will characterize our memories, but rather it is what we are able to give, care about, and love that will not only remind us of our time here at Fargo North High School, but all those beautiful moments we create in the future. So, no matter where we end up in the world, give your all, care intently, and love deeply. Congratulations, class of 2019. Thank you.
Thank you, Amina. Our second student speaker is the wonderful Brandon Winkler. Brandon has been an active student at North through his involvement in choir, band, jazz choir, theater, swimming, International Thespian Society, Tri-M, National Honor Society, and Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Brandon will be attending NDSU next year and plans to major in pharmaceutical sciences.
Good afternoon, and congratulations to the class of 2019. To all the families, friends, educators, community members, and younger siblings who are already asking how much longer this will take, thank you for joining us. Thank you not only for being here today, but for being there every day prior, nurturing, encouraging, and supporting the incredible group of students you see before you. Additionally, I'd like to thank the administration for granting Amina and myself the honor of speaking today. I can't even begin to tell you how proud and humbled I am to call myself a Spartan. The young men and women seated here represent some of the brightest, most talented, and accomplished individuals in the state of North Dakota. I feel a mix of emotions when thinking about how only 4 years ago we began our journey at North. It feels like it was just yesterday that we were all scared, confused, tiny little freshmen. As I look back on my time at North, I, along with many of my peers I'm sure, will never forget the embarrassment of having to ask an upperclassman how to get to the next class after getting lost. Or the feeling of pure joy when Mr. Dahlin or Mr. Christensen would interrupt class to hand out parking passes. Or the astonishment of seeing our fabulous musicians and performers on stage, or the fear of being caught by Dr. Cieslak with a colored beverage on the carpeting, or the excitement of school dances, the exhilaration of fighting for the spirit stick at pep rallies, even if it is just a little bit rigged, or the sadness of watching our tireless athletes be defeated and the pride of watching them reign victorious, the dread of standardized testing, and the panic and sheer terror of hearing Blanchard gleefully yell your name from the other end of the hallway. I'm still a little anxious around Blanchard. Oh, and one more thing. Here, there, and not are adverbs. Thank you, Mr. Midgarden, for everything. As Rosa Parks once said, there is no future without education. Personally, I agree. I believe that what we take with us from our time in the Fargo public school system is represented by a vast array of lessons, skills, and talents that comprise the foundation upon which our collective futures will be built. For this, we must thank our teachers. On behalf of the class of 2019, thank you to all the instructors who have guided us, instilled in us your wisdom, and helped us become the people we are today. For what you have given us, we owe an unpayable debt of gratitude. In preparation for today, I nearly drowned in a tidal wave of memories and emotions. Trying to figure out what to say to my graduating class felt like a never-ending maze of scrapped drafts, word vomit, and bad jokes. Despite all my frustration and time spent pondering my educational experience, there was one thought that kept coming back to me: the importance of educators in our lives. You see, an educator, as defined by Merriam-Webster, is someone who teaches. Nowhere does it say that one must work in a school to be an educator. In fact, I would go so far as to say that everyone we interact with every day of every week of every year is an educator in our lives. Every person on this planet has something that they can teach. So, today I want to share with you a little bit about an educator who has had an extremely significant impact on my life and how what I have learned from him may impact you. Dr. Dale E. Herman, PhD, now holder of the title Professor Emeritus, is and always will be one of the most influential people I have ever had the honor of knowing. As a student, he earned his bachelor's degree, master's degree, and PhD. As an educator, he taught and conducted research at both SDSU and NDSU until his retirement in 2010. Throughout his time as a teacher, he has gone by many titles. To many, he is Professor. Others, the esteemed Dr. Herman. To me, he's just Grandpa. While Grandpa spent many, many years mentoring and empowering students as a college professor, I'd like to think that I've had the privilege of learning the most valuable lessons from him: the value of hard work and the fragility of life. In December of 2018, my grandpa suffered a major stroke. Earlier that morning, he was perfectly fine, going about his daily routine without issue. Only a few hours later, he was lying in a hospital bed, unable to move the right side of his body or wipe the tears from his eyes as he slurred and mumbled through telling all of us how much he loved us. It was in these moments that the fragility and preciousness of life became real for me. In a matter of minutes or seconds, our entire world can be flipped upside down. In our fast-paced, non-stop society, we forget how easily everything, and I mean everything, can be taken from us. What I want to stress here is that we are not guaranteed tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. That's not how life works. That is, anything can happen to you when you least expect it. Anything. So what are we going to do with our lives? We only have one shot, one chance, one try, one opportunity to be the very best version of ourselves. I challenge us to live every single day like it is our last. Let's be the people who make a positive impact on someone's life. Carpe the heck out of each and every DM. Because if we aren't making the most of the time we have to live, why do we even bother getting out of bed in the morning? It seems like grandpas also have this way of teaching people the importance of hard work and how much of a difference it will make in their lives. Today, just 5 months after his stroke, my grandpa can walk with the assistance of a walker, his speech is normal, and he continues with determination towards the things he was able to do before his stroke. As evidenced by his lengthy and impressive track record as an educator, as well as the progress he has made in his journey toward recovery, my grandpa is one of the hardest and most committed workers I know. Hi, Grandpa. When you set your mind to something and remain committed to seeing it through, you can accomplish anything. Apple Inc. was started in a garage. Ralph Lauren started off as a clerk in a retail store. Oprah grew up in poverty. Michael Phelps was a child of divorce. Eminem grew up in the public housing projects of Detroit without a dad. We all have the chance to do something amazing, but we must be willing to put in the work that is necessary to do it. And this is harder for some than it is for others. But that doesn't mean that we have to stop working. We might fail many, many times. But again, we don't have to stop. The only thing that stops us from achieving our goals is us, telling ourselves that we can't, that we don't have what it takes, that it's someone else's fault that we didn't succeed, or that it's too hard will only make the task of accomplishing our goals more difficult. Instead, we must adopt an attitude of faith in ourselves and others. If we try to live our lives without having something to work for or believe in, any attempt or effort we may make at chasing our dreams is meaningless. As we exit this building today, we enter a world of endless possibilities and opportunities. Within each and every one of us lies a treasure chest of potential. Only we hold the key to our own potential. Our educators, parents, friends, and neighbors alike have given us the tools and skills that we need to stay on track, but only we can continue that journey. Ponder this with me. If we were to go in time 100 years, how will you be remembered? Will we be forgotten, or will we have made a lasting impact on the world? The choice is ours. We can sit around and wait for something amazing to happen, or we can go out into the world and make an amazing difference. One of my former swim coaches, Skip Fisher, once looked me directly in the eyes and said, "Winkler, I dare you to go faster." I never forgot those words. So today, I extend that challenge to you. I dare you to go faster. I dare you to be better. I dare you to be smarter. I dare you to use the abilities that each of you possess to do something incredible. Remember, it doesn't matter who you are, what you look like, or where you came from. What matters is how hard you work and whether you act in the time you have been given. Only you have that power and the chance to use it to make a difference. In honor of my Uncle Varen, and for those of you Office fans out there, we are warriors. Thank you.
Thank you, Brandon. Over the past few months, Mrs. Kelly Sitzler Erickson, the business education teacher and yearbook advisor at North High, and her student assistant, Madeline Coughlin, have collaborated to create the senior slideshow to picture our class over our years together. Please enjoy. Thank you, Mrs. Sitzler Erickson and Madeline, for sharing those memories from over the years. It is my distinct pleasure to welcome our superintendent, Dr. Rupak Gandhi. Dr. Gandhi is a California native who was finally lucky enough to experience a North Dakota winter this year. Prior to coming to Fargo, he held education positions including a special ed resource teacher, a high school assistant principal, an elementary school principal, and lastly, a principal of a comprehensive 6A high school. In July of 2018, he assumed the position of our superintendent. Please welcome Dr. Rupak Gandhi.
Congratulations, graduates. On behalf of your parents, friends, teachers, administrators, and everyone else whose lives you've touched, let me be the first to express how incredibly proud we are of your achievements. You have triumphed to overcome obstacles, demonstrated resiliency, and developed a will to meet all of your goals. That is no easy feat. I will always remember the class of 2019 and this year's graduation ceremony, as it's very special to me for multiple reasons. First, you were the first graduating class during my tenure as a superintendent for Fargo Public Schools. Although I don't know all of you personally, I know that I'll be able to look back on each of your successes and share how proud we are for you to represent Fargo Public Schools. For those of you that I do have the privilege to get to know personally this year, you will be my daily reminder to never underestimate the potential of our students. Thank you for reminding those of us that are sitting on the stage your peers, and your family why we support you. Secondly, this year is special for me because I sat in your seats 2 weeks ago. On May 11th, I had the opportunity to participate in my own commencement ceremony from graduate school. So I know how special this truly is. I know that today isn't just about the ceremony, but it's about celebrating the culmination of hard work throughout your educational journey. It is about celebrating the relationships you've built. It's about celebrating the support that you received. And it's about celebrating your independence as you embark on a new journey in life. I also know that as you sit in your chair, listening to me speak probably isn't your highest priority, so I'm almost done. As you leave here and look back today on your accomplishments thus far, never forget who you are. Know that you've already proven your potential. Now it's time to meet that potential. Additionally, please keep in mind that you're never alone. Today, you become a member of the Fargo North alumni, an exclusive group that will always support one another and uphold standards of excellence that make our community gleam with pride. Your journey forward may not always be easy, but you've demonstrated the skill and the ability to overcome any obstacles thrown your way. Your future is also the future of Fargo North. I look forward to hearing about the many accolades you and your classmates will soon earn, and will take pride in calling you the Fargo North Spartans. Remember to come back and visit us, share your successes, and be role models to future Spartans. Thank you and congratulations.
Good afternoon, parents, family, friends, and the graduating class of 2019. My name is Andy Dolan, and it's my pleasure to be serving our school and community as the principal of North High School. A few weeks ago, U.S. News and World Report ranked North High School as the top performing high school in North Dakota. We were ranked #1 because of our outstanding students and an exceptional staff. The stakeholders of our school can be very proud, and it's our belief that we have the best school in the Midwest. I want to thank our community for your continued support. Would our assistant principals and staff please stand? First of all, I want to thank you for your attendance at today's ceremony. It means a lot to our graduates. You've been there to listen and to guide our students, and some of these students would not be here without your support. I'd like to say thanks to our entire staff for a wonderful year. Let's give our staff a round of applause. At graduation, I get a chance to say something about our retiring teachers, and today, Mr. David Midgarden has his final appearance as a teacher for the Fargo Public Schools. David, would you please stand on the red carpet and face the graduates? David Midgarden started his teaching career with Fargo Public Schools in 1973 and has been an English teacher at Ben Franklin and North High School his entire time. Today marks the 46th year of teaching and his last day. He has been a North High Teacher of the Year, a Fargo Public Schools Teacher of the Year, and it's because he set a standard of excellence. Mr. Midgarden, you've been a professional in all facets of teaching. You've been patient, you've been kind, you believe in giving students second and third chances, and you always put students first. You've influenced over 6,000 students, and you will be the teacher that everyone will remember, not for a few years, but for their lifetime. Thanks, Mr. Midgarden, for a job well done. Let's give him a standing round of ovation. Will the class of 2019 please stand? faculty, parents, family, and friends, it is my pleasure to present the class of 2019, the 54th graduating class of North High School. These students have met all the requirements for graduation as set forth by the Department of Public Instruction and the Fargo Board of Education. It is my privilege to present them to Brandy Ani and Robin Nelson to receive their diploma with all the rights and privileges that go with it. Class of 2019, you may be seated. The first row may be excused to receive their diploma.
Ladies and gentlemen, the graduates' names will be read in a continuous manner. In order to allow each name to be heard, please applaud only after all graduates have received their diplomas. No noisemakers are allowed. Thank you for your cooperation. Dexter Conlin. Amina Jovanovich. Morgan Mastrud. Brandon Winkler. Robert Adamai. Aliyah Al-Jahari. Kaylee Albertson. Peyton Amundsen. Blake Anderson. Kayleen Anderson. Tracy Aronson. Hayden Austin. Sierra Bachmeyer. Marissa Barnard. Sheldon Barnes. Brianna Beach. Zoe Wren. Anna Benson. Audrey Berg. Amanda Beyer. Jack Binfit. Mason Bjorley. Mason Bleak. Joseph Boutain. Caden Boutwell. Ashley Bowden. Benjamin Brecky. Ariana Campbell. Chase Caro. Grace Carter. Joseph Casanova. Seth Christensen. Sophia Cody. Jacob Corcoran. Madeline Coughlin. Sari Davis. Brianna Dietz. Martha Denton. Samantha Devaney. Hannah Devine, Helen Devitt, Benjamin Dickinson, Hannah Dorsey, Jack Dorsher, Braden Dosh, Gabriel Duncan, Haley Ellebrock, Magenta Elton, Bailey Endries, Emily Engebretson, Madeline England, Madison Engler, Mason Engler, Bailey Farha, Caleb Farnham, Ronald Fick, Tate Fisher, Skylar Flick, Chance Foley, Matthew Fassell, Amanda Fowler, Draken Frank, Tyson Fugelston, Peyton Gable, Jolie Garcia, Abby Germanson, Isaiah Geske, Jonas Gaston, Yesenia Gomez, Lily Gibson, Jenna Gilbertson, Hunter Gordon, Kennedy Goshen, Brittany Graham, Macy Graham, Abby Greenwald, Paige Gross, Destiny Hager, Braylee Hanson, Mackenzie Hanson, Lauren Haar, Maya Hassebrock, Audrey Haugen, Eden Helm, Preston Hill, Keaton Hogue, Abigail Hoff, Reese Hop, Dante Hunter, Preston James. Alex Jansen. Precious Jaquan. Carson Johnson. James Johnson. Quinn Johnson. Andrew Jones. Elise Jordal. McKenna Kackman. Abby Kleingartner. Kellen Kleiner. Sydney Kohler. Morgan Comer. Charles Kramer. Natasha Kraft. Madison Coons. Wyatt Lako. Blake Lane. Gavin Larson. Evelyn Latunsky. Kaylee Lebo. Jackson Ledoux. Jessica Lee. Daniel Lemke. Connor Lieberg. Dawson Lindahl. Jake Loberg. Albert Lopez. Madison Lovell. Sophia Lundgren. Hannah Lundquist. Alexander Luz. Megan Manley. Samantha Martin. Hannah Martineau. Signe Mestel. Parker McIntyre. Carly Mell. Gregory Melkert. Franz Mendoza. Kathy Miles. Hannah Miller. Brock Melsted. Juliet Monotaqua. Isla Mondry. Julia Morris. Jennifer Mortensen. Kenji Moses. Michaela Mueller. Maxime Woulier. Elijah Maluba. Swada Musa. Justin Niebauer. David Newberg. Matthew Newton, Luke Olson, Nathan Olson, Rayanne Olson, Taya Opheim, Leah Paxton, Hunter Pelsman, Brianna Peterson, Amber Peterson, Vinnie Fan, Elena Pringley, Anna Olson, Raven Putney, Christy Cho, Isaiah Ratz, Kwame Rawls, Peyton Reed, Greta Rader, Mason Reinhiller, Brandon Richard, Devin Ridley, Sophie Rishling, Paige Rocky, Emily Runsvold, Selena Sanchez, Megan Saunders, Tana Slosher, Hannah Shep, Tyler Schroeder, Emily Schuler, Lane Schuler, Clay Schultze, Aiden Schut, Wesley Scott, Bridger Scraper, Alicia Sherbrooke, Andrea Simmons, Haley Smeddy, Alexis Smith, Austin Smith, Dominic Smith, Lydia Smith, Brooklyn Soland, Rose Sorey, Austin Sparrow, Christopher Stark, Benjamin Steffen, Jager Steinmetz, Anna Stevens, Aaron Stein, David Stein, Josiah Stahl, Kendall Swanson, Anthony Saluga, Victoria Tatum, Hayden Thompson. Victoria Thompson. Hunter Thorson. Griffin Thurston. Jason Tibbetts. Sarah Tomberlin. Jacob Tragaton. Catherine Trockman. Luke Trogstad. McKenna Trulichka. Meredith Turner. Ellie Underdahl. Jack Van Enck. Abigail Van Lanningham. Elijah Vistens. Sienna Vogelweed. Cambry Watson. Jacob Wiest. Thomas Wellen. Lauren Werder. Samantha Weston. Seamus Wicks. Angelica Willison. Riley Wilson. Jackson Woods. Giancarlo Yanis Martinez. Stanley Yaya. Thomas Zopfi. Ladies and gentlemen, the Fargo North High School class of 2019.
By tradition, the senior choir members are joined by underclassmen members as they give their final performance today at graduation. Today, the Fargo North High Concert Choir, under the direction of the lovely Mrs. Shelley Zietz, will perform Set Me As a Seal by Dr. Renee Clausen. Thank you, Fargo North High Concert Choir, for sharing your talents. In a moment, the class of 2019 will turn their tassels, signifying the conclusion of their high school career at Fargo North. I am so honored to be part of this graduating class, abundant with talented, kind, intelligent, and motivated individuals who each make our class unique. My time at North has given me a foundation to support a lifetime, and each of you have been a part of that. The level of education and encouragement we have received from our teachers, parents, and fellow peers is a legacy long to live when we think of our days at Fargo North. I hope that after we exit this stage of life and begin each of our new adventures, we stay in touch and continue supporting each other outside of North's halls. I cannot wait to hear and see what we all accomplish, as our futures are bright and patiently awaiting. Truly and sincerely, it is a great day to be a Spartan. Class of 2019, will you please stand? And now, on the count of 3, please join me in the turning of the tassel. 1, 2, 3. This concludes North High's Class of 2019 commencement ceremony. On behalf of the 2019 graduating class, I would like to thank you for all joining us on this day of celebration and new beginnings. Good luck, graduates.